Hi, I'm Brian Palmer with Offshore Engineer, and I'm here with Ben Broussard of the Louisiana Oil and Gas Association. Hi, Ben.
Hey, Brian.
So how is the association actively involved in engaging young people to the vitality and the importance of the oil and gas industry?
Good question. Well, I think the industry has struggled over the past couple of decades in finding the time and maybe even the resources to step out of their day-to-day job and get into schools and talk to kids at whatever age. Middle school is where I think they're starting to maybe give their first thought about what they really want to do. And I don't know, for a second, making them kind of to turn off the TVs and the take off the headphones, say proverbially, and or figuratively, and say, hey, let's think about real things for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Let's think about what you want to do with your life, and promoting the industry as something that they can really think about, because even living around here, you can think, oh, if I go work in the industry, I'm going to put on a hard hat and I'm going to work on a rig. And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And really opening up a child's mind to know that there's a vast array of disciplines in the industry. Blue collar, white collar. We've got from finding it, to drilling for it, to transporting it, to refining it and putting it in a car, or heating a home with it. There are specialties and niche disciplines all along the line that provide great income and will provide career opportunities and advancement for students. And I think if they start thinking about it in middle school, then they're going to hopefully get involved maybe in high school with their science club.
Mm-hmm.
Get involved in certain extracurricular activities that one day, you don't want to put that much pressure on a middle schooler, but maybe one day it's going to look great on a resume, because you can go to college or you can go to a technical school, you can graduate, and what they're looking for now, because it seems like the market is flooded with college graduates.
Mm-hmm.
They want something more.
Right.
So
right.
you have some experience. You show that you stepped out, that you got involved, whether it be with a community organization, or more specifically got involved with something that pertains to what you want to get in with.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna set you apart.
Mm-hmm.
But really, having those kids start to think about the industry as a viable career option.
Mm-hmm. Do you think individual companies are doing enough to engage, young people to see the vitality and the importance and the potential of a career in oil and gas?
I think we can do more. I think we can. And look, the companies that I deal with are some of those generous companies around. You got companies who are putting in parks and building church buildings and giving back to the community, as they should. But focusing on education and focusing on promoting the industry as a viable option for someone's career should be something that we do as an industry, as a people, as a much better job in. And we have a stake in it here in Louisiana because it's such a huge part of our economy. When I talk to companies who are members of ours, one of their biggest issues is finding good folks to work at their company. Employment is an issue. So you've got folks who want to work, and you've got folks who don't want to work. And let's take the ones who do want to work. Let's instead of having to find them, jump out there and find them and train them to do or start from scratch. Let's start training them in middle school. Start having them, shape their thinking a little bit to where they've been preparing for this. They've been preparing for this career jump for a while.
Mm-hmm. So, do you think kids today see their opportunities that far out in front of themselves that in middle school they have enough information to start formulating an idea about what they want to do when they grow up.
Yeah, well, I think that in kindergarten, you want to be a fireman because they're awesome. But you're not thinking in kindergarten about what's going to put bread on the table.
Right.
I think that people start growing up in little ways in middle school. That's where the state of Louisiana will incorporate its major earth science and life science curriculum. So I think that in little ways, that's where you start thinking about it. And look, I understand that in middle school, you're thinking about who you're going to take to the Sadie Hawkins dance and whether you're going to make first team football. I get that. That's great. I love that because I don't want to take away the innocence of childhood. I don't want to have them grow up and get a job when they're 11. But just starting to turn over those cards and start thinking about things even in just a little way at that time is so much better than nothing.
Yeah. So that is cultivating talent 5, 10, 15 years from now.
Sure.
What thoughts do you have as far as what companies could be doing today that helps them satisfy the human resource need that they currently have?
Yeah, I think that, like I said earlier, giving a good explanation of what the company's needs are, whether it be through advertising, social media, community involvement, showing that we're open for business and we're looking to hire. I think companies are doing a fine job with that right now. Of course, we can always build on what we're doing. We can always make it better. The industry has done a great job at making itself better for decades. But advertising the fact that we'll hire you where you are, we'll train you where you are, and we'll take care of you. Today, the applicants, those looking for employment, I think they're in a better situation. They're almost in the driver's seat now more than they were years ago because they can use technology, they can use the internet to research these companies and find out more about what they're putting in for before they put in. And we talked about social media earlier, how companies now can kind of get a better feed on who they're interviewing through social media. So look, folks should be careful about that.
Right.
We should be careful about what we're putting out on social media. We should live our lives with integrity. What we're putting out there should be how we're living in the workplace and outside too.
You referenced social media, and some companies are doing some good things there. Are there things that they could be doing more that helps them connect with the next generation of potential talent?
Yeah. Well, the fact is that the common, tech savvy American, let's just say human, spending a lot of time on social media.
Right.
Probably more time than they're supposed to or should be.
Right.
So having a presence on social media for most companies is important. You shouldn't be spending 24 hours a day cultivating your social media presence, but having it out there and having it be just a part of your overall outward public affairs presentation of your company. Right. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Well, what they could do more, I think less self-promotion and more kind of selfless. How about a company calling attention to a cause without calling attention to themselves? I think when I see that, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And I see the most successful social media campaigns are done in that way.
Right. Great advice. Great perspectives for some real world challenges. Thanks, Ben. I appreciate it.
Thanks. Appreciate it.